Hello guys. So in this video we'll see how we can communicate wirelessly. Till now we were using all the sensors that were connected through some jumpers, through some wires, and the communication was done through wires, right? We were sending high and low through wires. Now, now in this video we'll see how we can send data or we can communicate data wirelessly. So for that we'll be using a Bluetooth module. So Bluetooth module, as you know, this is for lesser range or low range communication. So we'll be using a Bluetooth module. So we'll be connecting this Bluetooth module to Arduino, and from our mobile we'll send data wirelessly to Arduino, and from that we'll be doing a small blink LED program. Later we can convert this, you can communicate for switching on, switching on. There are various applications you can do. So we'll be performing here blink LED, where the data will be sent from mobile Bluetooth till to the Arduino, and from Arduino we'll be blinking the LED. So for this experiment, what are the components required? So we need one Bluetooth module, that is nothing but HC05. We call this HC05 Bluetooth module. We need one LED because we'll be turning an LED on and off. We need one breadboard. Okay, and we need one Uno, and we need few jumpers. So these are the things that are required in order to perform this experiment. So how does it work? How does the connection happens? So to give a small preview, so consider this is the Arduino and this is the Bluetooth device what will be connecting. Okay, and now here somewhere far apart we have our mobile phone. Yes, now from mobile phone wirelessly will be transmitting data, that is zeros and ones, characters will be sending, and that will be received by this HC05, and this HC05 will be connected to Arduino. So it sends the data in serial. So there are two types of communication, serial and parallel. In serial, the data in one pipeline, it goes one under the other, and in parallel all the data goes at the time. So parallel is efficient, but we cannot have n number of pipelines for n data, right? So we use serial communication here. So from this Bluetooth module HC05, serially the data goes to Arduino, and in Arduino we read this data, and based on that we perform LED blinking and other such tasks. So we'll be performing this. Now coming to the connection. So the connection is quite simple. It's a 5-pin connection here. So we'll connect VCC to 5 volt. Then we'll connect ground to ground. Later I'll be coloring the wire. Okay, so now how is the transmission happening? So the TX of Bluetooth should go to RX of my Arduino. So I can use whichever pin I want for this transmission. From here to here, I can use any pin in my Arduino. So what I'll be doing is, my pin number 5 will be RX. So from here, that is TX, I'll give it to my RX, that is pin number 5. Okay, so we have here pin number 5, that is TX going to RX, and then RX will go to TX of Arduino. So we'll configure pin number 6 as TX. So transmitter of Arduino will be connected to receiver of HC05, and receiver of HC05 will be connected to transmitter of Arduino. So this is the simple 5 connections. Okay, and then yeah, we need an LED, right? So we can go ahead and quickly get an LED. So I'll quickly go ahead and grab an LED and we'll connect the LED. Okay, so I quickly got an LED here which will be put on the breadboard, and the connection is very simple. Longer leg I'll give it to 13, and the shorter leg I'll give it to ground. So now I'll quickly color this. wire so that you don't get confused. Now I'll give the TX yellow color and I'll give RX orange color. So this is the connection what we have to do. So let's do the same to the hardware. So first I'll take an LED. I'll put it on my breadboard. So as you can see, I've connected the LED on the breadboard. Now we'll connect this. So I'll take a pin. Then you can see here the pins, right? You have VCC, ground, TX, RX. So I'll connect VCC and connect it to 5 volt of my Arduino. Then I'll take ground and then I'll put this ground to the ground of my Arduino, and then the next pin is TX. So this is the TX which will go to receiver of Arduino, that is pin number 5. Yes, and then I will take the receiver will go to pin number 6, that is the TX for Arduino. So this is the simple connection for our HC05. So now we'll jump into the software part and we have to write the code. Yes. So coming to the code, it is a very simple code we have to read. Now we have to invoke the library called as software serial, that is used for communicating and getting the data in serial. So include software serial.h, and then after that from this software serial I'll create an instance called as my serial, and I'll specify RX and TX pin. So for my Arduino, I have my as you know I've connected pin number 5 as RX and pin number 6 as TX. Now after this I'll start the serial monitor because I have to display the data on console so that I can check if it is working or not. So I'll display the data here, and then even I will start the serial communication. So even the communication between the HC05 and Arduino should be constant, right? So I'll use this instance called as my serial dot, I'll give begin, and even this I'll give 9600 baud rate. So the communication between my Arduino and HC05 Bluetooth module will be 9600 bits per second. Then I have to quickly go and create an LED pin. So I'll say pin number 13. I have connected my LED, and by the way, we have not done wiring for LED. So we'll quickly go and do the wiring for LED. So here my longer leg will go to pin number 13, and then my shorter leg will go to ground. So yeah, now we have connected our LED also. So now we can go and set the mode as output. Yes. So now we have to write the code to receive the data. So first I'll create a variable called as val, where I'll be storing whatever character what I'm getting. So I'll say if my serial dot available. So if there is any data available, then what to do? So first I'll say val is equals to my serial dot read. So it should read the data, and after that we'll say if whatever val I'm reading, if it is equal to 1. Now why am I writing character? Why not simple 1? Because whatever I'm receiving wirelessly is considered as character. We get the ASCII. So that's why we have to write in terms of character. So I'll say digital write LED as high. Yes. And then I'll give next simple if my val is equal to 0. So what I'll say go ahead and write digital write LED as low. So this is the simple program what we'll be using here in order to communicate. So the software part is done. Now how do we transmit the data? I have my Bluetooth setup, I have my Arduino setup. So as I said, from our mobile we'll connect this to Arduino and we'll send data, right? So in mobile we have to go and we have to download an app which we'll be using for the communication. So as you can see here, I have my mobile here. So you have to go ahead and in Play Store you have to write Bluetooth serial controller. So once you write Bluetooth serial controller, you will get this app by Next Prototype. So you can go ahead and download this. Okay. So after downloading this, you have to open this app. Now once we open this app, it will be in portrait mode, and we do not require this in portrait mode. We need it in landscape mode. So you can go ahead and click on preferences here. Now after clicking on preferences, I can slowly go down and you can see orientation, which is landscape. So I'll put it to portrait and then I'll go back. So once I go back, now I have my screen in portrait mode. So now you can see there are lots of buttons, right? We can customize and use. Now I do not require all the buttons. I just require two buttons, one for switching it on and two for switching it off. So I just require two buttons, right? So again, I'll click on the preference, that is the settings icon you can see here. Then you can see name, command, visibility, right? So I'll go to visibility and you can see all the buttons are checked, but I need only two buttons. So except first and second, all other buttons I will uncheck. So all the others button I shall uncheck. Now once I uncheck all the other buttons except 1 and 2, now if I go back to my home screen, now you'll see that you'll have only two buttons, and that word you'll see there is DEF, that is we have to define it. So again we'll go back to preference, we'll click on preference. Now we'll go to the name, and in name for button 1 I'll give the name as on, and for button 2 I'll give the name as off. So this is nothing but the text that should be displayed on the button. So name is nothing but text to be displayed on the button. So you can see now it is on and it is off. So now I have to customize my button such a way that if I click on this on button, one command should be send, so that the Bluetooth will be on. And if I click on this off button 0, so 0 character should be sent. So again I'll go back to the preferences, and then you can see the second option, that is command, right? So I'll click on command. Now in command button 1, I'll click on button 1. What is the command it should send on clicking button 1? The command to be sent is 1. Same way button 2, what is the command it should be used to send? So I'll give 0. That is, if I click on button 2, what is the command to send? What is the character to send to my Arduino? 0. And for button 1, if I click on button 1, what is the command to be sent? Character 1. So this is with respect to the app configuration. Now we can use this app in order to switch on and switch off. So now the connection is done, the software and the hardware part is done. So we can go ahead, power up the Arduino, and then we can upload the program. Okay, so I've powered up the Arduino. So now I'll go to tools, I'll verify the board and port. Yes, it's correct. So I'll click on upload and I'll wait for it to upload. Okay, so it's compiling now, it's uploading and done uploading. So now it's done uploading. I'll go to my serial monitor and I'll have it ready so that if there's any data received, it will be shown. Now coming to back, how do I connect to this HC05? So now you can see that LED is blinking very fast, right? So this means that Bluetooth is not connected. So how do I connect it? So going to your mobile, you have to go to Bluetooth settings, and there you will have this written HC05. This is the module name. So you have to click on that and you have to pair it. So they will ask for a passcode. So the passcode will be general 1234. So it's a 4-digit pin passcode, that is 1234. That is what you have to enter, or it will be written in behind of this HC05. You will have a 4-digit pin written. Now once it is paired, I will go back to my app, and here you can see a search icon, right? So I'll click on this search icon and I'll have that HC05, the device which is being paired. So I'll click on that. So it will show me a message, successfully paired. Yes, connected. Now you can see that once it is connected, you can see this, the LED glowing, it becomes slow. When it is slow, that means it is connected. So now I'll click on button. So you see, when I click on button, data 1 is being sent. So we'll go back to our serial monitor and see data 1 is being sent. Okay, we have not written serial println, right? Okay, we have not written serial println, so it's not printing. So I'll quickly go ahead and add that, and also you can see the output. If I click on off button, so you see character 0 is sent and the LED goes off. Again I click on button and see it gets on. Again I click on off button, it gets off. So you can see, you can use this app in order to send data wirelessly. So I've pressed on again and off again. So you can use Bluetooth module for a close range communication. So it is faster and also it is lighter. But yes, one disadvantage is the range. So if you are sending the data in a near range, so you can always go ahead to the low cost Bluetooth module what you can use for the wireless communication. So you can see there is no wire connected. Wirelessly we are making this work. So this is one way you can wirelessly communicate data between Arduino and your mobile or other devices using Bluetooth module. So you can go ahead, add multiple sensors here, you can add multiple LEDs, multiple buttons, you can customize and work with this.